Christmas will quickly become a distant memory in Coronation Street as January kicks off with worrying health news, a proposal, and a shock stabbing. And that's not even all of it. While the new year hasn't kicked off yet, spoilers for scenes set to air from Monday, January 6th, have been revealed, and things begin with Weatherfield being rocked by Mason Radcliffe fighting for his life after being the victim of a horrifying attack. Mason will be seen making plans to leave Weatherfield to escape his brothers, Maddie and Logan. When Abby Webster catches Mason in her son Seb Franklin's memorial garden stealing some heather for Betsy Swain, she tears a strip off him and sends him packing. Later, Betsy is scathing when Mason says he had nothing to do with the death of Lisa Swain's late partner, Becky, and after she and her husband, Tim Metcalf, tried to take Mason under their wing, Sally Metcalf tries to get through to Betsy about how hard it was for him to call the police on his own family. Meanwhile, Mason apologizes to Liam Connor for the bullying before heading back to the precinct with Dylan Wilson. After being quizzed by DC Kit Green about the World War II helmet, Maddie and Logan come looking for their brother. Finding Dylan and Mason, the brothers give chase and catch Mason before viciously attacking him. As Dylan makes his escape, he screams at them to stop, but to no avail. Abby then finds Mason bleeding from a stab wound in the children's play area. She pulls off her scarf and does her best to stem the flow of blood whilst shouting for help. The ambulance arrives and Dylan explains to Asha Alhan how Mason has been stabbed by his brothers, Maddie and Logan, using a zombie knife. In the back of the ambulance, Betsy holds Mason's hand as she and Abby do their best to reassure him that he's going to be okay. The stabbing is soon the talk of the street as news spreads that the police have found the knife. Abby struggles to deal with what she witnessed and hearing a news report of the stabbing. Thinks it is about Seb. She will later be seen struggling with what she witnessed and takes her eyes off Archie in the play area. When she regains concentration, she realizes Alfie is gone and frantically searches the precinct for him. When she finally sees Toya Haybeed walking along with him, she accuses Toya of abducting him. Back at home, Abby can't tear her eyes away from Alfie, and her husband Kevin watches her with concern. Amidst the stabbing fallout, hearing Asha telling her dad Dev that a hoax call delayed them getting to Mason, Joseph Brown walks into the police station and tells Kit that he made the call, sending the ambulance on a wild goose chase. When Craig Tinker tells them about the hoax call to the emergency services, Chesney and Gemma Winter Brown are horrified. With Craig gone, Joseph admits that it was Hope Stape's idea. Later, when Gemma reveals that Joseph will be let off with a youth caution for making the hoax call, Fizz is sympathetic, aware that the prank was Hope's idea, striking with the same family and also at No 5. Chesney receives a check through the post for £20,000 by way of compensation for Les's death. Gemma insists they go for a celebratory drink. Deb proposes to Bernie. Will she accept this time elsewhere? Betsy confesses to Lisa how she helped Maddie and Logan to knock off the factory. When Betsy reveals that Carla knows about it, but swore her to secrecy, Lisa reels. At the hospital, Lisa confronts Carla over Betsy's involvement in the factory robbery. Carla apologizes to Lisa for keeping quiet about Betsy's involvement in the factory robbery, but explains how she was simply trying to protect her. Later, Carla is devastated to hear that the damage to her kidney is severe and she'll need a transplant. Ryan Connor and Bobby Crawford reel at the news. Ryan soon tells Carla that if he's a match, he'd like to donate a kidney, but she won't hear of it and wonders where Bobby has got to. Soon, Bobby is seen climbing out of a cab and heads in through the gates of Highfield Prison. His dad, Rob Donovan, approaches Bobby in the prison visiting room. He's stunned to hear that Bobby has come to persuade him to donate a kidney to Carla. How will Rob react? Also, Evelyn Plummer tells Roy Cropper that she's due at the university for an induction that afternoon. When Tyrone asks her if she'll look after the girls, Evelyn takes it in her stride, but it's clear she feels put upon. Later, in the cafe, Evelyn tells Yasmin Nazir that she's moving into student halls today and she's itching to start her law degree, and Yasmin feels a pang of envy. Meanwhile, Roy calls at No 9 and awkwardly admits to Evelyn that he'll miss her while she's away. Fizz and Tyrone then call at the Rovers to find Evelyn enjoying a farewell drink with Roy, Brian Packham, and Yasmin. Tyrone tells her the car is all packed and it's time to go.